ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರು ಆಗಲಿರುವ ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀಪತಿ ರಾವ್ ಅವರು ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಕೋ ಟ್ರೈನರ್ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ಶೇಖರ್ ಶೆಟ್ರು. ಅವರನ್ನು ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ರಫೀಕ್ MG ಅವರು ಅವರನ್ನು ಗೌರವಿಸಿ ಬರಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಎತ್ತರದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿರಾಜಮಾನರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಹೆಗಡೆ ಅವರು, ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ AKS ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ್ ಶೆಣೆಯವರು, ಹಾಗೆ ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ರಾಮಣ್ಣ ರೈ ಅವರು. ತಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಹೆಗಡೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ದಾಮೋದರ್ ಅವರು ಗೌರವಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ್ ಶೆಣೆಯವರಿಗೆ ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರ ಗೌಡ ಅವರು ಗೌರವಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ರಾಮಣ್ಣ ರೈ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸುಜಿತ್ ಅವರು ಗೌರವಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ಅನಿಲ್ HT ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರನ್ನು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ಲೋವೆಲ್ ಮೇವಾಡ ಅವರು ಅವರನ್ನು ಗೌರವಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಾನು ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ಸುರೇಶ್ ಚಂಗಪ್ಪ ಅವರು ನನಗೆ ಕಾಣಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ತಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ, ರೆಡಿ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ. ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ MS ಭಟ್ ಅವರು ಅವರನ್ನ ಗೌರವಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೆಮಿನಾರಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ಸಭಾಸೀನರಾಗಿರುವಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ DRFC ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸೂರ್ಯನಾರಾಯಣ ಅವರನ್ನು ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. PDG ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಬೇರರ್ಸ್, ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಗಳು, ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟರ್ಗಳು ಅವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಗವರ್ನರ್ಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಬೆಂಬಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಗವರ್ನರ್ಸ್ ಅವರನ್ನು ಸಹ ಎಲ್ಲ 9 ವಲಯದ ಝೋನಿನ ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಗವರ್ನರ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪದಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು, ಝೋನಲ್ ಪದಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಪದಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾದವ್ರನ್ನು ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೆಲಿಗೇಟ್ಸ್, ಡೆಲಿಗೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಐ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಒನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್. Of this seminar will now be explained by co-trainer Rotarian Shekhar Shetty. Over to you, sir.
ಸಮಾರಂಭದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷತೆಯನ್ನು ವಹಿಸಿರುವ ನನ್ನ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಮಿತ್ರ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಗವರ್ನರ್ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಕಾರಂತ್ರೆ, ಆಗಿರುವ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ರೋಟರಿಯ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಹಾಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ RI ಟ್ರೆಜರರ್ AS ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ವರವರೇ, ಈ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಸಭಾಂಗಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ರೋಟರಿಯ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಯಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿರುವ ರವಿ ವಡ್ಲಮನಿಯವರೇ ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರೇ, ವೈ ದಿಸ್ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್, ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ನ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಎನ್ನುವುದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಂಕ್ಷಿಪ್ತವಾಗಿ ತಿಳಿಸಲು ಇಷ್ಟಪಡುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷದಂತೆ ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಕೂಡ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಮಿನಾರನ್ನು, ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಸೆಮಿನಾರನ್ನು ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. 2 ದಿನಗಳ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಈ ಸಭಾಂಗಣದಲ್ಲಿ ರೋಟರಿ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಪುತ್ತೂರು, ಈ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಿತ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಆಗಿರುವ ಪುತ್ತೂರು ರೋಟರಿಯ ಸಹಭಾಗಿತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ, ಪ್ರಾಯೋಜಕತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ, ಆತಿಥ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಮೇಜ್, ಯಾಕೆ ರೋಟರಿಯ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎನ್ನುವುದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಿಶದವಾಗಿ, ವಿಸ್ತೃತವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಚರ್ಚಿಸುವ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ 2 ದಿನಗಳನ್ನು ಮೀಸಲಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸೋ ಲಕ್ಕಿ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಎಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿ, RI Director, our prestigious RI Treasurer AS Venkatesh with us. He is the inaugurator of this program. We are very lucky to have him today. And our chief guest, keynote speaker, ಜಗವನ್ನ ಮೆಚ್ಚಿಸಿದ ಜಗಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಬಸವಣ್ಣನವರು ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರ ವಚನದಲ್ಲಿ, ಇವನಾರವ 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 ಎಂದೆನಿಸದಿರಯ್ಯ, ಇವನಮ್ಮವ 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 ಎಂದೆನಿಸಯ್ಯ ಎನ್ನುವ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕೀನೋಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ PDG ರವಿ ವಡ್ಲಮನಿಯವರು ಯಾವ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಇವ್ರು ನಮ್ಮದೇ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಪ್ರಖ್ಯಾತರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ರವಿ ವಡ್ಲಮನೆಯವರು. ನಮ್ಮ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಅನೇಕ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹಿಸುತ್ತಾ, ಯೋಜನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶಕರಾಗಿ, ಯೋಜನೆಗಳ ದಾತಾರರಾಗಿರುವ ರವಿ ವಡ್ಲಮನಿಯವರು ಕೀನೋಟ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ಇಮೇಜ್, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎನ್ನುವುದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೀನೋಟ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಂದಿನ ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ. ನಾಳೆ ಫೈರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಕುರಿಯಚ್ಚನ್, PDG ಕುರಿಯಚ್ಚನ್ ರವರು ಕೀನೋಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮೆಂಬರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತನ್ನದೇ ಆದ ಕೇರಳೀಯ ಶೈಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಳೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಮಾತುಗಳ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಬಡಿದೆಬ್ಬಿಸಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕುರಿಯಚ್ಚನ್. ಈ ನಡುವೆ ನಮ್ಮದೇ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಗವರ್ನರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹಾಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಅಡ್ವೈಸರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲರ್, ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಗವರ್ನರ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಗವರ್ನರ್ ನಾಮಿನಿ, ಹಾಗೂ ನಾನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ PDG ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ PDG ಭಾಸ್ಕರ್ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಒಳಗೊಂಡಂತೆ 2 ದಿನಗಳು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಪ್ಯಾನೆಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪಾಲ್ಗೊಳ್ಳುವಿಕೆ ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಎನ್ನುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸದುದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪಾಲ್ಗೊಳ್ಳುವಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪ್ಯಾನೆಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇದರ ನಡುವೆ ಈ ದಿನ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕ ಸಂಪರ್ಕ ಸಮಿತಿಯ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ, ವೃತ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪತ್ರಕರ್ತರಾಗಿರುವ ಅನಿಲ್ HT ಅವರು, ನಾಳೆಯ ದಿನ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸುರೇಂದ್ರ ಕಿಣಿ, ರಿಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಜಿತೇಂದ್ರ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ PK ರವಿಯವರು ತಮ್ಮ ತಮ್ಮ ಉದ್ದೇಶಗಳನ್ನು, ತಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಯೋಜನೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಿಸ್ತೃತವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ PDG ಆಗಿದ್ದು ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಅಡ್ವೈಸರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸುರೇಶ್ ಚಂಗಪ್ಪನವರು ರೋಟರಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಗೆ, ಏನು ಎನ್ನುವುದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಿವರಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಮಿಗಿಲಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಪೆನಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ರಂಗನಾಥ್ ಭಟ್, ಹಾಗೆ ಕೇಶವ್, ವಿಕ್ರಮ್ ದತ್ತ ಅವರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ PDG ಭಾಸ್ಕರ್, PDG ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಮತ್ತು PDG ಭಾಸ್ಕರ್ ಅವರು ಪಾಲ್ಗೊಳ್ಳಲಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ 2 ದಿನಗಳ ಕಾಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಚರ್ಚಿಸಲಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಕೇವಲ ಭಾಷಣ ಆಗಿರಬಾರದೆನ್ನುವಂಥ ಸದುದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನ ಒಳಗೊಂಡಂತೆ ಪ್ಯಾನೆಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ವಿವರವಾದ, ವಿಸ್ತೃತವಾದ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಮೆಂಬರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕೆನ್ನೋದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ವಿಸ್ತೃತವಾದ ಚರ್ಚೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಸಹಕಾರವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಸಂಯೋಜಿಸಿದ ರೋಟರಿ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಪುತ್ತೂರಿನ ಸರ್ವ ಸದಸ್ಯರಿಗೆ ವಂದಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಡೋರು ತಾವೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಸಹಕಾರವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಆದರಣೀಯರೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಗವರ್ನರ್ ನಮ್ಮವರೇ ಆದಂತಹ ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ AJ ರೈ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸರ್ವರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ಸತೀಶ್ ಇವರು ಶಾಲು ನೀಡಿ ಗೌರವಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ವಿನಂತಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ರಾಜೇಂದ್ರ ಕಲ್ಬಾವಿ ಸರ್ ಇವರು ಕೂಡ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಬಹಳ ಗೌರವದಿಂದ ನಾವು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇವರಿಗೆ ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಸಾಯ ಇವರು ಶಾಲು ನೀಡಿ ಗೌರವಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ವಿನಂತಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ.
Today's event, Rotary VRUDDHI 2022, will be inaugurated by Rotarian A.S. Venkatesh, RI Director. A brief introduction of Rotarian A.S. Venkatesh will now appear on the LED screen.
Indeed, a great privilege of Rotary District 3181 and the Rotary Club of Puttur that we have none other than the Director of Rotary International himself as the inaugurator of today's program at VRUDDHI 2022. Puttur is truly blessed by the presence of Rotarian A.S. Venkatesh, fondly known as Venki in Rotary circles. A double graduate from two prestigious universities, engineering from IIT Madras and business administration from IIM Ahmedabad. At 23, a very young entrepreneur in civil construction, he is a successful builder today, giving employment to more than 1,500 people. President of Rotary Chennai, Mambalam in 2001-02, youngest district governor of RID 3230 in 2007-08. He was also the coordinator for 3 years covering southern India, Sri Lanka and Maldives between 2010 and 2013. A very sought after resource person at PETS, AGTS, DTTS and district assemblies, President's representative in many conferences in India and abroad, trainer for district governor-elects at San Diego, trainer for coordinators at Chicago are few of his assignments in Rotary. A level 2 major donor with personal contribution of over $50,000. Having attended over 10 international conventions, he has also been the joint secretary and the executive committee member of Rotary India Literacy Mission. Chairperson for South Asia. He represented District 3230 on legislation of Council 2016. A keen bridge player and an avid traveler, he is married to Vinita, an alumnus of IIM Ahmedabad, and the couple blessed with 2 beautiful daughters. Presenting before you, ladies and gentlemen, the RI Director for the period 2021 to 2023, Rotarian A.S. Venkatesh.
I invite Rotarian A.S. Venkatesh, today's honorable guest, to please come over and inaugurate the event. Inauguration of today is a process. RI Director Rotarian A.S. Venkatesh will now light the lamp, open the coconut flower kept in a kalasige of paddy, pour milk over the newly germinated paddy. ದೀಪ ಬೆಳಗಿಸಿ ಭತ್ತದ ಕಳಸೆಯಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ತೆಂಗಿನ ಹೂವನ್ನ ಅರಳಿಸಿ ಭತ್ತದ ತೆನೆಗೆ ಹಾಲೆರೆಯುವ ಮೂಲಕ ತುಳುನಾಡ ಸಂಪ್ರದಾಯದಂತೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಿದೆ. ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಭತ್ತದ ತೆನೆಗೆ ಹಾಲನ್ನೆರೆದು ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಲ್ಗೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ವಿನಂತಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ.
ತುಳುನಾಡಿನ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ ತೆಂಗಿನ ಕೊಂಬು ಅರಳಿಸುವ ಮೂಲಕ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ವಿದ್ಯುಕ್ತವಾದಂತಹ ಚಾಲನೆಯನ್ನು ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳು
I can see Bhaskar, I can see Krishna, Suresh. Other friends in Rotary, if I miss anyone, my apologies. Please take as all protocols observed after this. My friends in Rotary and other friends of Rotary, Namaste. Okay, good afternoon. Okay. I know it's a little drowsy afternoon and people are strolling in a little slowly, I must say. Let me tell you a few things, not directly connected to the goings on at the seminar. I checked with my aide since yesterday evening. I must thank, where is Vijay Fernandez? Is he anywhere here? Thank you, Vijay, for the kind of effort you have taken to take care of me. He was there at the airport well past 10 o'clock at night yesterday and drove down, and I can go on about the kind of effort he has taken. Thank you. I much appreciated, Vijay, for all that you are doing. Please stand up. I want you to stand up. This guy is an amazing person. The way he followed up the invitation and of course, the breakfast this morning at his house was, of course, icing on the cake. And President Ubar, not to be undone, made sure we had a better lunch in the afternoon to take care of me. So all I have been doing since landing in this part in 3181 has been eating. So I've been eating. So now is the time not to eat and instead talk. So I had asked Vijay how many people have registered. Yesterday while coming in the car from Mangalore airport to Puttur, I asked Vijay how many people have registered. He said 620 or something at that point in time, and he said you can clap for that because there are. Now you'll have more reasons to clap because he said there may be about 100 spot registrations, it may be about 700 plus. I don't know what is the final number. Who would know? Xavier might know. 635. So 635 is the official figure of registrants. So as we entered the auditorium, there were precisely 14 people I counted. And in fact, there were more people on the stage. So Ravi Vadlamani and I, we were talking about whether we should turn and address because there were more people on the stage. But fortunately, the hall is filling up. I remember an incident that happened several years ago, almost 17, 18 years ago. Some of you may not be aware, I do address meetings outside of Rotary, and I get invited to various trade conferences, etc., as a motivational speaker, particularly sales conferences, things like that. So there was a conference of medical representatives at Kochi, 17, 18 years back. And I was invited to address that conference as a motivational speaker, and the topic given to me was how to change your life in 30 minutes. And of course, time given to me was 30 minutes. So how to change your life in 30 minutes. So the inaugurator of that conference was a minister from Kerala. I forgot which minister it was. He was a minister from Kerala, and he was given 10 minutes to inaugurate an address. In the auditorium, there were 1,400 people packed when the event started. My session. I was very pleased. You know, the best thing for a speaker is to see an auditorium packed. That's the biggest motivation a speaker can have. I'm sure all the past governors who are used to delivering speeches would vouch for that. So the auditorium was packed. The minister inaugurated, and instead of speaking for 10 minutes, of course most ministers don't end on time, so this guy went on speaking for 15, 20, 25. Every now and then I was looking at the event chairman, nobody can do anything, the minister was talking. Finally, so when he did about 20, 22 minutes or so, about 50, 60 people left the auditorium on some pretext. Some pretended they wanted to go to the washroom. Some others suddenly got some phone calls on their phone, hello, hello, and they started walking out. It was getting little annoying sitting on the stage. Finally, when this man finished his speech after about 40 minutes or so, there were about 800 people left in the auditorium from 1,400. So 800 is still a good number, but I was a little upset, you know, having traveled all the way to Kochi to address, and first, you know, like this marketing gimmick, they show me a full auditorium saying so many people are going to listen to you, and then by the time my turn comes, half of them is gone. So I asked the event chairman, I said, this is not fair. I should have spoken first before this minister. I would have had the full auditorium. He said, don't worry, sir. He picked up the mic and made some announcement. Most of it was in Malayalam, but there was some English involved in it, and he made some announcement. He said, sir, wait for 2 minutes. So within 2-3 minutes, whoever was outside came in. So auditorium, about 3-4 minutes was again full, 1,400 people. I was very impressed. So he said, okay, now you can talk. I said, I can, but tell me, what did you say that you brought everybody from outside? No, I told them you are a good speaker, they'll come. I said, no, don't lie. You tell me what you said that you brought everybody in. Then he said, it's okay, sir, there was a small communication problem, that's okay. I got even more curious. I said, what is this communication problem that has brought everybody in? I said, what was the problem? He said, no, while talking by mistake, instead of saying how to change your life in 30 minutes, I said, how to change your wife in 30 minutes. So everybody came back. Of course, I was not going to talk on that topic, so it was a disappointment probably. But things, there are ways of getting the auditorium filled up. I'm just giving you some tips of how to fill up an auditorium. There could be a communication gap. Now, jokes apart, it's important, it's not about how many people are listening to you. It's important about who are the people listening to you. It's important how they are listening to you. The most famous example of how this matters is, all of you must have heard of Bhagavad Gita. Is there anybody who has not heard of Bhagavad Gita? So when Bhagavad Gita was said or narrated as a teaching, what was the audience size? When Lord Krishna narrated this Bhagavad Gita, audience size was 1, Arjuna. Arjuna was the only person in the audience to whom Bhagavan Krishna narrated Bhagavad Gita. And look at the reach Bhagavad Gita has got today. So it does not matter how many people are listening to. I hope the people who are here are the ones who matter. Are you the ones who matter? Yeah, please give yourself a big round of applause if you think you are the ones who matter. Nice to be in 3181, lot of friends. And of course, Puttur region reinforces their claim to excellent hospitality. It's an amazing place to be here. The warmth and the hospitality of people is astounding. More importantly, District 3181 has been taking strong, steady steps over the last few years. Been steadily, strongly growing in the Rotary world. So congrats to all the predecessors, kind of work you have done. And now Prakash, again, is a silent achiever, I must say. I haven't heard him speak much. I've interacted quite a bit with him, and most of it is monologue. I talk to him and he smiles. I mean, unlike Krishna Shetty, where he talks and I smile. Whereas with Prakash Karand, it's one way, but 3181 is growing steadily. Now, what do we mean, or what do we need to do now? What is it that we should be doing? Everybody says membership is important. Everybody says membership is the heart of Rotary or is the basis on which we exist. No doubt about it. But my question is, who is responsible for membership growth? Is it the governor? Who is responsible? Is it the governor? Assistant governor? Zonal secretary? Club president? So who is responsible? Everybody is responsible, correct? Do you believe in that? Yes. Do you believe that everyone is responsible for membership growth? Okay, I wanted first to establish that. Now my next question is, follow the four-way test, okay, when you respond to this. Follow the four-way test. In the last 2 years, how many of you have brought in a member to Rotary? Be honest. In the last 2 years, how many of you have brought in a member to Rotary? So Governor, you can see how many hands are there. Yes, I can count about 12, 13. No, you can't put up both your hands, sir. Only one. Okay, fine. About 14 people are there. Now, this is where our problem starts. All of us accept, without any doubt, without any hesitation, that every one of us is responsible for membership. But none of us, most of us haven't done anything about it. It's because you think somebody else will do. Not that you don't want to do, it's because you think, oh, my club membership chairman is there, he will do. My president is there, he will do. Me? Oh no, I have not done. The problem, friends, is in this. We are still growing. You may ask, what is the problem? We are still growing. Every year we are adding, 3181 is adding about 600 members. India is adding 10 to 15,000 members. You may ask me. I'll come to where the problem is. The problem is this membership growth is not broad-based enough to be sustainable. If we are growing by 600 members, last year what was the growth? Ravi is not here. Or Ranga, what was the growth in your year? Okay, how many, what is your target, Prakash? 600, 500. What is the target for this year? 30, but that's about 800, 900? 600. 600 is, I got it right the first time. 600 is Prakash's target. Now, if only so many people among this audience, and this is an audience who are serious about this because you have taken the effort to be present at 3:30 in the afternoon. There are many others who are going to come by 6:30 for fellowship. But you have taken the effort to be here at 3:30. You are serious about Rotary. And in this, amongst the serious audience, if I don't even have 10% who have brought in a member, how are we going to get sustainable growth? Ask yourself this question. How are we going to get sustainable growth? Growth still happens. Prakash has target of 600. He will reach 600. I have no doubt about that. But you know how it will be reached? Let me be honest, it's between amongst friends, so let me tell you. Each club president will get his friends and relatives saying, come, I am president this year. I don't want Rotary. You come, June 30th you can leave. Let me fulfill my target. This is what happens. I can share with you one very startling piece of statistics. In the last 7 years, worldwide it is 10 years, in India it is 7 years. In the last 7 years, India has lost as many members as they have today. We have 1,68,000 members in the country. In the last 7 years, we have lost 1,68,000 members. Which means if we had not lost this, we will be 3,36,000 members today. Why did we lose 168? Is it because Rotary is bad? No. Rotary is not bad. It's because of what I said. There are two things that can happen. One, the club president, I'm not talking about Uma. When I say club president will do this, I'm not specifically talking about Puttur. Club president will bring in 15 members. No, nothing wrong with it. But nobody else brings in. First of all, that is wrong. Second, these 15 members also have been told so either way, we have a problem which we need to address. Our problem is not in recruitment at all. Our problem is not in recruitment. If I give Prakash as a 600, if I had pushed in Pune last month when the goal setting was going on, if I had told him, no, Prakash, your district can do 1,000, he would have nodded, yes, okay, 1,000, take it. he would not have hesitated. Because in our region, bringing in members is not a challenge at all. Bringing in members is not a challenge. Bringing in members in a sustainable fashion is the challenge. Bringing in members in a sustainable fashion is the challenge. What is it that we need to do? First, as I said earlier, we have to broad base our membership growth. It's not about how many people have come in, it's about how many people have sponsored a member. That should be the number that we look at. That should be the parameter that we look at. Not how many people have come in. I want to know how many people have sponsored a member. That is the indicator of a sustainable growth. Are you with me? So now tell me, in this year, how many people will bring in one member? I'm not talking about 10. Can you sponsor one member? Is it difficult? Be honest. If you think it's difficult, don't raise your hand. But if you think it's possible, put up your hand. How many people can bring in one member this year? This is much better number than the earlier one. But so far you may not have done because you have not given it a thought. Either you have not given it a thought, or you are not feeling good about your membership. You are not feeling happy about your membership. Are you happy? Are you happy? Kind of happy, I guess. Not everybody is sounding very happy about it. Because if you are happy, you will take the trouble to share this happiness with someone. Can I have some water, please? So if you are happy, you will share this happiness with someone. If you are not fully happy, it may be only because of one reason. There cannot be any other reason. The only reason is that you are not engaged enough in your club activities. That you are not involved enough in your club activities. I asked a question sometime back in another district. It's a very interesting question. Maybe I can ask this question here. Suppose you were a prospective member today, not a Rotarian. You had a choice of joining any club in your district. You had a choice of joining any club in your district. If I give you that choice today, as a prospective Rotarian, which club would you join? I don't want to give me the answer. That might get controversial. Keep the answer to yourself. Which club would you join? Will it be the club that you are in, or will it be some other club? Assuming geography was not a constraint. Assuming your place of residence is not a constraint. Based on the qualities of a club, if I give you a choice of joining any club in your district and geography is not a constraint, which club would you join? This is the question I asked in some other district. I don't want to know the answer here because it might get upset a few people, and you know the answer. In that district, 80% of them, it was a metro district, I don't want to give the district number here, 80% of them said if they join Rotary today, they'll join some other club. Not the club they are in. 80% of them. You ask yourself this question, whether you will answer it this way. I don't know. But the point, then I told them, I said, okay, you are not going to, obviously not going to leave this and join that club. That may not be in your town also, that all that can happen. But, so you don't have a choice of joining that club. Now, practically, realistically speaking, you don't have a choice. But you have another choice. You have another choice. He said, no sir, that club is not in my, I said, no, I know that club is not in your town. You have another choice of making your club like that club. Of making your club like that club. You have that choice with you. You don't have a choice of leaving and joining that club. But you have a choice of making your club like that club. So instead of saying, that club is better, why don't you make your club like that club? Believe me when I tell you this, till then everybody was laughing when I was asking this, clapping, all that. Moment I said this, there was stunned silence. I said, you have a choice of making your club like that club. What are you going to do about it? There was stunned silence. Then as slowly people regained their composure, later many of them came to me personally and spoke. But that apart, the point is, that's a long story, I'm not going there. But the point is, our membership growth depends on how happy we are. If you are not happy being in the club that you are, why will you bring somebody else to that club? Why will you bring somebody else? So first make yourself happy. Get involved. Tell the president, I can tell you this much. If you go and tell your president, if you're not the president, if you go and tell your president, I want to do this project, can I do? No president is going to stop you. He'll be happy. He'll say, please do something. So that the president can at the end of the day report, saying we did this as a club, and Prakash will give him an award also. He'll give him an award also. But how many of us have ever gone to our president and said, I want to do this work for the club? Instead, all of us will wait for the president to ask, okay, do you want to do something? And if the president doesn't ask, you are not involved. And if you are not involved, you are not happy. When you are not happy, you are not going to get in a new member. That's exactly what I started with. Why only 10% of you have brought in a new member, or less than 10% have brought in a new member? Everything starts there. So my friends, my request is twofold as on membership. First, let us broad base this membership growth by making sure more people sponsor at least one member each rather than smaller people sponsoring many members. First. Two, get involved in our club, get engaged in our activities. To whatever extent you want. To whatever extent you want. I'm not saying you should spend 5 days a week. I'm not even saying you should spend 5 hours a week. It's up to you. But please get involved to the extent that you want to get involved. Then, once you are satisfied with the value of your Rotary membership based on your personal experiences in your club, then you spread the word. Then you get in a new member. Before you get in a new member, make sure that person knows at least a little bit about Rotary, I can share with you one example of what happened. When I was president-elect of my club, that was 21 years ago. When I was the president-elect of my club, after attending pets, pets, after that everybody gets charged. So I came back to my club, back to Chennai. My pets was in Kodaikanal. So after that I came back to Chennai and I said, okay, now I have to get in new members. Just then luckily, one of my classmates who had gone to US for almost 15 years, she returned because her children are growing up and she wanted to come back to Chennai. So she had invited me for dinner. So I had gone to the house and I said, I had made up my mind, I'm going to ask this person join my club. They were fresh in India, migrating back from US. I went to their house for dinner and I said, Ammu, we call her Ammu. I said, Ammu, would you like to join a Rotary club? So she said, oh, Venki, that's awesome. Oh, that would be great. So then she called her husband who was inside. Babu, come here. Venki wants us to join Rotary club. So I was very excited. So I've got one person now. So as a president-elect, you get very excited when a new member is going to join. And then came the bomb. She said, does your Rotary club have a swimming pool? Because my children love swimming. She thought it was like one of those gymkhanas and other clubs. So then I sat with her and explained to her what Rotary is, etc. She didn't join. That's a different story. But the point is, how often do we take the trouble of telling the prospective members what Rotary is? How many of them are joining thinking there's going to be a swimming pool? How many of them are joining because of what we do? That's the first question. Please take the effort. Educate before you induct, engage after you induct. This is the mantra, E and D. Educate before you induct a new member, engage after you induct a new member. Involve them in some activity. So So are we looking at a good growth this year? Good sustainable growth? Are we looking at a good growth? It all depends on you. Do you want to grow? No, this is very feeble, yes. I'm not feeling confident about 3181 now. Do you want to grow? Okay. Will you do your part in that? It will not grow because Prakash wants to grow. It will not grow. It has to grow because all of us want to grow. We have to ensure, and one last bit about an oft asked question. Wherever I say we need to grow, some of the old timers, particularly the past governors, so I am also past governor, so I can take pot shots at them. Some of the past governors, no. You keep on adding members like that, we are diluting Rotary today. How many of you think so? How many of you think we are diluting Rotary today? Now past governors won't lift their hands now. Because I've already warned. Because so many members, all riffraffs are joining Rotary. I don't feel the same quality. When we joined Rotary, the quality was like this. It was such a pleasure. Let's remember only one thing. I'm not here to comment on anybody's quality because I don't know. Rotary membership is by invitation, not by application. Rotary membership is by invitation and not by application. And who is inviting them? We, who are already supposed to be of quality. Correct? If you believe that we are of quality, then we are the ones who are inviting new members. So we will know what quality is needed for Rotary, right? So let's not get into this wild goose chase of trying to define quality, quantity versus quality. All that is rubbish. Because we are inviting members. Let's apply our mind, use our discretion, use our judgment and say, okay, this fellow is like me, so he will make a good Rotarian. If you think you are a good Rotarian, the person whom you invite will also make a good Rotarian. Why will you bring in some nonsense person to Rotary and spoil your own organization? You won't do it. So let's not get into that argument of diluting Rotary, etc. Let's do our job, due diligence, apply our mind, be reasonable, be realistic, be practical, and make sure our growth is a sustainable growth. So my focus is all about retaining people once you get them in. Let me reiterate what I'm saying. Get members in, but make sure they stay. Not 1 year, but forever. That should be our focus. Get people in who can stay. Because for every member who goes out after joining Rotary, you are losing 5 people because he or she is going to be a brand ambassador. Will go out and say, Rotary, don't go to Rotary. I have already been there. It's nonsense. So every person who leaves Rotary is a poor brand ambassador. So let us make sure we have a broad-based, sustainable growth where members join and stay. That depends on each one of you. Are you ready for the challenge? Let me ask you one more time. Are you ready for the challenge? Yes. Good luck and God bless.
Thank you, sir. Rotarian A.S. Venkatesh ಅವರ ವಿದ್ವತ್ಪೂರ್ಣ ಮಾತುಗಳ ಬಳಿಕ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳ ಬಗೆಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ನೀಡಲಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ಅನಿಲ್ ಎಚ್ ಟಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ನ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್. ಓವರ್ ಟು ಯು ಸರ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಎಲ್ಲ ರೋಟರಿ ಮಿತ್ರಗಳಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ರೋಟರಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ 3181ನ ಗವರ್ನರ್, ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶಿಗಳು, ನೆಚ್ಚಿನವರಾದಂಥ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಕಾರಂತ್ ಅವರೇ, RI ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಒಂದು ಈ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಮತ್ತು ಮೆಂಬರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ಸಮಯದ ಅಭಾವದಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಹೆಸರನ್ನ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿಲ್ಲ. ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಸಮಯ ಅಲ್ಪ ಇದೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ವಿಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಈ ವರ್ಷ ರೋಟರಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ 3181 ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಒಂದು ವಿನೂತನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದೆ. ಮೊದಲನೇ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಆಕಾಶವಾಣಿ ಯಾಕಾಗಿ ಆಕಾಶವಾಣಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಗಮನಿಸಿದಾಗ 60% 60% ಕ್ಲಬ್ಸ್ ರೂರಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕಾಶವಾಣಿ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಪ್ರಭಾವಶಾಲಿ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮವಾಗಿ ಗುರುತಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿದೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರತಿ ವಾರ ಒಂದು ನಿಗದಿತ ದಿನ, ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಸಂಡೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಬುಧವಾರ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಫ್ರೈಡೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಒಂದು ಟೈಮಿಂಗ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಡೇ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಡೇಯಲ್ಲಿ ರೋಟರಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ರೋಟರಿ ವಾಣಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋ ಹೆಸರಿನ ಮೂಲಕ ಪ್ರಸಾರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಕನಿಷ್ಠ ಈ ಆಕಾಶವಾಣಿ ಮೀಡಿಯಾಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕನ್ನಡದ ರೋಟರಿ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳು ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಆಕಾಶವಾಣಿಯನ್ನು ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು. ಕೊಡಗಿನ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳು ಮಡಿಕೇರಿ FM ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ನ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು. ಮೈಸೂರು ಮತ್ತು ಚಾಮರಾಜನಗರ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳು ಮೈಸೂರು ಆಕಾಶವಾಣಿಯನ್ನು ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲ 3 ಸ್ಟೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಮಾತುಕತೆಯನ್ನು ನಡೆಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ 10 ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಗಳ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ನ ರಾಜೇಂದ್ರ ಕಲ್ಬಾವಿಯವರ ಸಾರಥ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಸಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದಿನ ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇದರ ಪ್ರಸಾರ ಕೂಡ ಆರಂಭ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ತಿರದ ಆಕಾಶವಾಣಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ AGಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ZLಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ನೀವು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೈಡೆನ್ಸನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ 15 ನಿಮಿಷದ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಗೆ ಆಕಾಶವಾಣಿಯವರು ನಿಗದಿ ಮಾಡಿಸಿರೋಂಥ ಶುಲ್ಕ 2,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳು. 2,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳು 12 ನಿಮಿಷದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ, 2,500 ರೂಪಾಯಿ 15 ನಿಮಿಷದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ. ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ, ಒಂದು ರೋಟರಿಯ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ನ ಸಮಗ್ರವಾಗಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಈ 15 ಅಥವಾ 12 ನಿಮಿಷಗಳಲ್ಲಿ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆದಂಥ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಸಿರಿ, ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಿರಿ, ಜಲಸಿರಿ ಮತ್ತು ನಿಸರ್ಗ ಸಿರಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮೂಲಕ ನೀವು ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಬ್ನಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ರೋಟರಿಯ ಪ್ರಮುಖರಿಂದ ರೋಟರಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್, ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕ್ಲಬ್ನಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ PDGಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ರೋಟರಿ ಪ್ರಮುಖರಿಂದ ನೀವು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ರೂಪಿಸ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾವ ದಿನ ಯಾವ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳು ಹೇಳಿ AGಗಳು ZLಗಳು ನಿಮಗೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ನೀಡಲಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಮೂಲಕ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಜನರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ರೋಟರಿಯ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ನೀಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ. ಈಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾಯಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ರೋಟರಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ನಮಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದೆ, ನಾನ್ ರೋಟೇರಿಯನ್ಸಿಗೆ ರೋಟರಿಯ ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಳು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ನಾನ್ ರೋಟೇರಿಯನ್ಸಿಗೆ ತಲುಪಿಸುವ ಮೂಲಕ ರೋಟರಿಯ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಗ್ರೋತಿಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುವ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಬಾರಿ ಆಕಾಶವಾಣಿ ಮೀಡಿಯಾನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಆದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಅವರು ನಮಗೆ ಅದರ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಲಿಪ್ಪನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆಗ ಉಳಿದವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ರೋಟರಿಯ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾನ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಪರಿಣಾಮಕಾರಿಯಾಗಿ ಆಕಾಶವಾಣಿ ಮೂಲಕ ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮದೊಂದು. ಹಾಗೆ ಎರಡನೇ ವಿಚಾರ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ. ಇವತ್ತೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್, ಟ್ವಿಟರ್, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೊಂದಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಹುತೇಕ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿಗಳು ಹಾಗೆ ರೋಟರಿಯ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ತಿರೋದು, ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟಾಗಿ ವಿತಿನ್ 1 ವೀಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಗ್ರಾಮನ್ನು ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಟ್ವಿಟ್ಟರ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ರೋಟರಿ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಆ ಮೂಲಕ ರೋಟರಿಯ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾದ ಮೂಲಕ ನಾನ್ ರೋಟೇರಿಯನ್ಸಿಗೆ, ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಶೇರ್ ಆಗುವಾಗೆ ಆಗಲಿ. ಮತ್ತು ರೋಟರಿ ಮೈಸೂರಿನ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಜಗದೀಶ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಜಗದೀಶ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೈಸೂರು ಅವರೊಂದು ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ರೋಟರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವ ಒಂದು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಆಕರ್ಷಕ ಬಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಬಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಚೆಕಪ್, ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಆ ಬಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಆ ಬಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆ ಬಸ್ಸಿನ ಮೂಲಕ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಝೋನಿಗೆ ಆ ಬಸ್ಗಳು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು. ಹಾಗೆ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಿರುವಂಥ ಬಸ್. ಅದೀಗಾಗಲೇ ಅನಪಾಯ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ರೋಟ್ರಿಗಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮುಂದಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಝೋನಿಗೆ ಆ ಬಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಬಸ್ಸಿನ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್ ಮತ್ತು ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪನ್ನು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ಪರಿಣಾಮಕಾರಿಯಾಗಿ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಸಿರಿ ಯೋಜನೆ ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜನರಿಗೆ ತಲುಪಿಸುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಆ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನಿಂಗನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವೀಗಾಗಲೇ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ರೋಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದಿಂದ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಮುಂದಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದು ಇಷ್ಟೇ, ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಲೇಜುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ರೋಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ಗಳು ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ರೋಟ್ರಿ ಲೋಗೋವನ್ನು ಕಡ್ಡಾಯವಾಗಿ ರೋಟ್ರಿ ಲೋಗೋವನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ರೋಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ಸಾಹ ಕೂಡ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಮುಂದಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ರೋಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಲೋಗೋ ಸಹಕಾರಿಯಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇರುವಂಥ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ರೋಟ್ರಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ರೋಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಇರುವಂಥ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಬೋರ್ಡನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ರೋಟ್ರಿ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಹಾಕಿ ರೋಟ್ರಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ನ ಅದರ ಮೂಲಕ ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಮೇಜಿನ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಶಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಲ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಲೈಬ್ರರೀಸ್, ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್, ಮೂವಿ ಹಾಲ್ಸ್, ಹಾಗೆ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ಸ್, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಜನ ಸೇರ್ತಾರೋ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ರೋಟ್ರಿ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ ಜನರಿಗಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ರೋಟ್ರಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ನೀಡುವಂಥ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಒಂದು ರೋಟ್ರಿ ಲೋಗೋವನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಧ್ಯವೋ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ ನಮ್ಮ 4-ವೇ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಬ್ನ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್, ಸಿಗ್ನೇಚರ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗಳ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ. ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನಿಂಗ್ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಸಿಗ್ನೇಚರ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟನ್ನು 40 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಆಯೋಜಿಸುವಂಥ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳ 40 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೋದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳನ್ನು ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ರೋಟರಿ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ನಾನ್ ರೋಟೇರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ರೋಟ್ರಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ನೀಡಿದಂಗೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕೇಳಬೇಕು, ನಾನು ರೋಟ್ರಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದಾ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ. ಆ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾನ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಪರಿಣಾಮಕಾರಿಯಾಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನಿಂಗ್ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ರೋಟ್ರಿ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ಝಿನ್ನ ತರಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಒಂದು 30% ಜನ ಓದ್ತಾರೆ, ಉಳಿದವರು ಅದನ್ನು ಕವರ್ ಕೂಡ ಓಪನ್ ಭಾಳ ಕಮ್ಮಿ. ಆದರೆ ಆ ರೋಟ್ರಿ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ಝಿನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ರೋಟೇರಿಯನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾನ್ ರೋಟೇರಿಯನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ತಲುಪುವಂತ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ರೋಟರಿ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ಝಿನ್ನ 5 ಕಾಪಿನ ನಾನ್ ರೋಟೇರಿಯನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಯೋಜನೆ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಸಿದ್ಧ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ನಾನ್ ರೋಟೇರಿಯನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದಾದರೆ, ಒಂದು ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಟೂರಿಸಮ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶಾಪ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ ಶಾಪ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಲೈಬ್ರರೀಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ರೋಟರಿ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ಝಿನ್ ಹೋದಾಗ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ರೋಟ್ರಿಯ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಏನೇನು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ರೋಟ್ರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ದೊರೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ರೋಟ್ರಿ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳು ರೋಟ್ರಿ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ಝಿನ್ನ ಕನಿಷ್ಠ 5 ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ಝಿನ್ನ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಆಯೋಜನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಕಮಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೊಬ್ಬ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಕೂಡ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆಗ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸನ್ನು, ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಜಾರಿಗೊಳಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾತಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದೆರಡು ಕಾಲರ್ ಟ್ಯೂನ್ನ ರಿಲೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಕೊನೆಯದಾಗಿ ಒಂದಂತೂ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮಗೆ ರೋಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ರೋಟ್ರಿ ಅಂಬಾಸಿಡರ್ ಯಾರು ಅಂತ, ರೋಟ್ರಿಯ ರಾಯಭಾರಿ ಯಾರು ಅಂತ, ಅದು ಅಕ್ಷಯ್ ಕುಮಾರ, ಸಲ್ಮಾನ್ ಖಾನ, ಆಲಿಯಾ ಭಟ್ಟ, ದೀಪಿಕಾ ಪಡುಕೋಣೆನ, ಯಾರು ನಮ್ಮ ರೋಟ್ರಿ ಅಂಬಾಸಿಡರ್? ರೋಟ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಂಬಾಸಿಡರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರಾ? ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗ್ಲೂ ರೋಟ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಂಬಾಸಿಡರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದು ಯಾರಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಪ್ರತಿ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್, ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ, ಪ್ರತಿ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ರೋಟ್ರಿಯ ಅಂಬಾಸಿಡರ್ಸ್. ನಿಮಗೆ ನೀವೇ ರಾಯಭಾರಿಗಳು, ನಿಮಗೆ ನೀವೇ ರೋಟ್ರಿಯ ಅಂಬಾಸಿಡರ್ಗಳು. ನಿಮ್ಮಿಂದಾಗಿ ರೋಟ್ರಿಯ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಮೇಜನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ತಲುಪಿಸುವಂಥ ರಾಯಭಾರಿಗಳು ನೀವಾಗಬೇಕು. ರೋಟ್ರಿಗೆ ನಿಮಗಿಂತ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಅಂಬಾಸಿಡರ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮಗಿಂತ ದೊಡ್ಡ ರಾಯಭಾರಿ ಯಾರೂ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಈ ವರ್ಷದ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಮೇಜಿನ ಒಂದು ಥೀಮ್ ಏನಂದರೆ, 1 ಟೀಮ್ 1 ವಾಯ್ಸ್ 1 ರೋಟ್ರಿ. 1 ಟೀಮ್ 1 ವಾಯ್ಸ್ 1 ರೋಟ್ರಿ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಥೀಮಿನ ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಒಂದು ಲಾಂಚಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ. ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ರೋಟರಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಗವರ್ನರ್ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಕಾರಂತವರ ಕನಸಿದು, ಒಂದು ಡ್ರೀಮ್ ಇದು. ಒಂದು ಕಾಲರ್ ಟ್ಯೂನನ್ನು ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಹಾಗೆ ರೋಟ್ರಿ ವಾಣಿಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಕಾರಂತ್ ಅವರು ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಸಂದರ್ಭ ಕೋರ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ರೋಟ್ರಿ ವಾಣಿ ಹೆಸರು ಕೊಟ್ಟವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರೈನರ್ ಆದಂತಹ ಶೇಖರ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಅವರು, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ
ಪರಿಕಲ್ಪನೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾಯೋಜಿಸುತ್ತಿರುವವರು ರೋಟರಿ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ 3181ರ ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಗವರ್ನರ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಲಯ ಮತ್ತು ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಪಬ್ಲಿಸಿಟಿ ಕಮಿಟಿ.
Imagine Rotary, it's Rotary all the way. Imagine Rotary, it's Rotary all the way. Whenever you think of service and friendship, there is just one name that echoes with it. Imagine Rotary, it's Rotary all the way.
ನನಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಗವರ್ನರ್ ಆಗಿ 3181 ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟ ನನ್ನ ರೋಟರಿ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ 3161 ಸದಸ್ಯರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಸದಾ ಋಣಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ.
ರೋಟರಿ ವಾಣಿ 117 ವರ್ಷಗಳನ್ನು ಪೂರೈಸಿರುವ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಸೇವಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ರೋಟರಿ.
Imagine Rotary, it's Rotary all the way. Imagine Rotary, it's Rotary all the way.
ಇದುವರೆಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಯೋಜಿತ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ರೋಟರಿ ಪರಿಕಲ್ಪನೆ ಕೇಳಿದಿರಿ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾಯೋಜಿಸುತ್ತಿರುವವರು ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಗವರ್ನರ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಲಯ, ರೋಟರಿ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ 3181 ಮತ್ತು ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಪಬ್ಲಿಸಿಟಿ ಕಮಿಟಿ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಮುಗಿಯಿತು.
Whenever you think of service and friendship, there is just one name that echoes with it.
ಹೆಸರನ್ನು ನೀಡಿದವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಶೇಖರ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಅವರು, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಧನ್ಯವಾದವನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿದೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಮಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಂಥ ಈ ಒಂದು ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಡಿಯೋ ಕ್ಲಿಪ್ಪಿಂಗ್ಸ್ನ ನೆರವು ನೀಡಿದವರಂಥವರು ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ರಾಜೇಂದ್ರ ಕಲ್ಬಾವಿ ಅವರು, ಹಾಗೆ ಕಾಲರ್ಟ್ನಿಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದವರು ಶೆಣೆಯವರು, ರಾಘವೇಂದ್ರ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ್ ಶೆಣೆಯವರು. ಸೊ ಈ ಕಾಲರ್ ಟ್ಯೂನ್ನ ಸಿದ್ಧಪಡಿಸಿದವರು ಮೈಸೂರು ರೋಟರಿಯ ರಾಘವೇಂದ್ರ ಅವರು. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಅವರು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಹತ್ರ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಅವರ ಮಗಳು ರೋಟರಿಯ ಆನೆಟ್ ತನುಶ್ರೀ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಾಂಗನ್ನು ಹಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ರೋಟರಿ, ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ರೋಟರಿ. ರಾಘವೇಂದ್ರ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೈಸೂರು ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್. ಸೊ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ, ಬಂದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಗುರುತಿಸುವಂಥ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಜೈ ಹೋ ರೋಟರಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಸಿಟಿ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ರೋಟೇರಿಯನ್ ಅನಿಲ್ ಎಚ್ ಟಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸವಿವರವಾಗಿ ವಿವರಿಸಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಟುಡೇಸ್ ಕೀನೋಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಇಸ್ Rotarian Ravi Vadlamani from a family of past district governors known as Rotary Monk, chairs the International Rotaract. We have heard him recently in our program of launching our blood donation van. He was very inspiring. A brief introduction of him will now appear over the LED screen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here with us today, Rotary World Best Man, man with endless accolades and acclamation, dignity with distinguished personality. I am most honored to introduce today's keynote speaker, Rotary Monk Ravi Vadlamani, to the unambulance audience gathered today. Dr. Ravi Vadlamani is a chartered accountant by profession, partner in leading firm of chartered accountants. He was regional council member of the Institute of Chartered Accounts of India. As a district governor in the year 2001-2, he was adjudged the best governor in the entire Rotary world. He was awarded the Golden Globe at Barcelona, Spain International Convention. As district governor, collected the highest amount for Rotary Foundation in Zone 4, 5 and 6. He identified Rotary World by endowment major gift advisor, international training leader, COL representative, etc. He received Service Above Self Award by Rotary International, Citation for Meritorious Service Award and Regional Polio Free Award by Rotary Foundation. Awarded Honorary Doctorate for Service by Acharya Nagarjuna University. Dr. Ravi is passionate to do good in the world through Rotary Foundation. He monitored and implemented several large projects like provided 1,20,000 school desks, hundreds of sanitation blocks and group washing station in schools, 10,000 hand wells, 500 reverse osmosis plants, 1,000 open wells, hundreds of irrigation wells and lift irrigation schemes to provide water for the farmer, 50 mini protected water schemes and 50 overhead reservoir in the villages, 10,000 sieving machines for the underprivileged women and 10,000 tricycle and milk cattle. During tsunami, he has extended endless support to the needy people. He has provided 1,000 boats, constructed 30 school buildings, built 1,000 houses for the poor. Started his Rotary journey in the year 1973, went as GSC team leader in 1989 to Atlanta, USA, served as Rotaract president in the year 1978, attended 18 Rotary International Conventions and chaired several breakout sessions, addressed several international conferences in USA, Australia, UK and Finland, methodically attended international assemblies, zonal and international institutes, co-chairman South Asian Summit 2013, represented Rotary International presidents several times including Lahore and Finland. He was also past president Roundtable India. He was honored with 13 gold medals in various years by Governor of Andhra Pradesh, spouse PDG Rajyalakshmi, an accomplished past governor, blessed with 2 daughters and 2 grandsons. The entire family are Paul Harris Fellows. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Dr. Ravi Vadlamani.
Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for that elaborate introduction. District Governor Prakash, Governor-elect Keshav, Vikram, DGN, and of course, my very dear friend Venkatesh. What an honor and privilege to hear Venkatesh. Every time I hear him, I learn a lot of things. Venki and me have been friends from almost 30 years. Venki, is that right? Almost 30 years. And perhaps we would have, if Providence allowed us, shared the board of directors at the same time. I was almost there, but then destiny decides something else to do. My other great friends, Suresh, I see. Suresh, great to see you again. Ranga, waiting to come back to Mangalore. And of course, the ever enthusiastic Shekhar. It's always nice. I was told he came all the way from Bijapur. Now, this is what is commitment. Thank you for your continuous commitment. And all the assistant governors, the event chair, and all the friends from Puttur, and the past governors sitting before me, Bhaskar and Krishna Shetty. Krishna, I am waiting for you to invite me to your house at some point of time in life. You only invite Venki now. No. I thought that's what he said. Bhaskar, of course, and all my friends from the Rotary family, especially Puttur, the organizing club, the president, Umar, thank you for that lovely lunch, and the secretary, and my very dear friends who have given the invocation, Prardhana and Aradhana. Prardhana and Aradhana, you are here? Please give them a big round of applause. So, of course, when they were singing, I closed my eyes and I thought it was MS Subbulakshmi singing to us. But then I opened and I saw that it was Prardhana and Aradhana. We wish you all the best on behalf of Rotary, Prardhana. But I had some interesting conversation with Prardhana before the meeting. I asked her, do you like Rotary? Because I've been asked to speak about image building. I was doing a quick survey with the annex. You know, long time back, there was a survey conducted in Chicago event stand on do you know Rotary? And the shopkeeper who actually stays in our own building said, I don't know Rotary. We are our tenants. We are his tenants. Venki, I know you know, the shopkeeper opposite our event stand also said he doesn't know Rotary. Of course, George Bernard Shaw's very famous quip, saying, I know Rotary because they go for lunch every time. But she said a very interesting thing, and that is brand building and image building and perception of Rotary to each one of us. She says, I love Rotary. So we all must be happy that our children love Rotary. But I asked her, why do you love Rotary? Is it because your daddy is a Rotarian? She said, no. But then why? She said, they help others. I wish that is the brand we get all over the world and all over the country, and every citizen of this world, when we ask and confront, do you know Rotary? He will say, yes, I know Rotary because they help people. But that is not going to be an easy thing. For that, you, I, each one of us, all of us have to be, in my friend Anil's name, a brand ambassador for Rotary. So this evening, I am going to talk to you about why do we need an image. This evening, I am going to tell you what does a good image do to Rotary. This evening, I am going to talk to you about how to build up an image in Rotary. This evening, I am also going to tell you on what are your individual responsibilities in building up the image. And this evening, I am also going to tell you how to beat the competition that we have in our membership drive and a competition for funds and service. So this would be the roadmap for this evening, friends. But remember, the perception, the brand image, the public image, the publicity, all rolled into one is not easy. Rotarians are good in doing service. Rotarians are good in doing fellowship. Rotarians are not good in doing publicity and image building. Because we do not focus. I'm sure Venki remembers in the old days when he said, the old past governors used to say, we don't need an image. Our good work is the image. The pin we wear should speak the story of Rotary. We all heard this. Venki, you heard this. But today it is not so, friends. We are competing. We are competing in the ecosystem for membership space. We are competing with the funds. We are even competing with service opportunities. Imagine, friends, even Amazon does service. If service is our product and we believe and we are proud and we take pride that we do service, Amazon also says we do service. Google says service. Now, do you know that Google spends about $60 million on doing service? Amazon has a program, I forget, I think Needs for Right or Right for Needs, some program, lovely program. They have a program to help the needs of the people, apart from their long-term programs. Google has a program for disaster relief, and that's why they gave funds to the foundation. Now, each of the large multinational corporations, and in India, all the corporations are competing with Rotary in CSR funds. In fact, we want their funds, but they say we have our own trust to do service activities. So if service is our sine qua non, if service is our essence, in the marketplace of service, we are competing with giants, with large budgets. And the fundamental and the biggest difference those giants have and we don't have are budgets. Our strength is our spread. Our strength is our spread in 200 countries. Our strength is in our membership of 1.2 million. I mean, imagine if each one of us becomes a brand ambassador of Rotary. Like Venki said, it is the duty of every Rotarian to get one member. I would go one further step and say it is the duty of every Rotarian to tell the story of Rotary. Each one of us must be able to tell the story of Rotary, and I'll tell you later on how we have to tell the story of Rotary. So why image building? Why publicity? Image building gets us more members, obviously. Image building gets us more service activities and service opportunities. Image building gets us more funds. Image building gets us more volunteers. And image building gets us more partnerships. So that is why we need public image. And image building also allows us to, I'm seeing Joseph. Hi, Joseph. So image building also gives us the power and the shoulder and the muscle to throw away the competition that we are facing. So I think each one of us as Rotarians must focus our time, our energy, our talent as much as we do for service and fellowship. To me, image building is an equal parameter to make it into a success for Rotary. Friends, this is serious business. Image building and branding is serious business. Branding is very tough. When I say KFC, we all know it represents good quality food, chicken, burgers. When I say McDonald's, it means the same thing. When I say Bench, they think it's a beautiful car. You know, when I say Amazon, they know it's a delivery company. Or when I say Google, they will know that if you search for Google or it's a software company. Imagine when I say Microsoft, those two words actually don't depict the company. It is neither micro nor soft. So it is actually macro. It's one of the largest companies in the world, and Bill Gates was never soft anyway. So friends, branding exercise for Rotary has to be done two ways. One, you have to do branding. One, Rotary International has to give you branding. What Rotary International is doing is something amazing. In the last few years, Rotary International is really focused by the various leaders on how to develop image for Rotary. In fact, our current president, Jennifer Jones, spearheaded a campaign in Rotary International on how to develop image building or public relations for Rotary. In fact, she was chairing the committee to tell us the Rotary People of Action campaign. That lovely van you see, the Rotarians, the people of action who inspire, Rotarians, the people of action who educate, or Rotarians of the people of action who provide. There are hundreds and hundreds of people of action posters that can be generated. And this is one of the centralized initiative. Your brand center, I don't know, I don't think a lot of leaders are also seeing the brand center. But I must ask each one of you to go see the brand center tonight. That is the first call of action for you. As you go back tonight and tomorrow morning, open the brand center, Rotary Brand Center, and see the wonderful messages you have there, the wonderful films you have there, the wonderful support system you have there in the Rotary Brand Center, so that you and I can become the brand ambassadors. We are just not giving as much time as we should for improving our image. So what are the other steps each one of you should take? I told you about being a storyteller. Now, being a storyteller, each one of us have stories in Rotary. Your experience in Rotary itself is a story. Remember, friends, you must prepare your story well, and you must present your story well to an outsider. Now, what is Rotary? You must address this question to each one of us and think about what is Rotary. Please tell me, somebody says, hey, join Rotary. boss, I want to join Rotary, but what is Rotary? Any answer? One of small answer. 30-second answer. What is Rotary? 30 seconds. Service, fellowship. Okay. Fair enough, friends, but I want you to go back home and prepare 10 statements, and you can take the help of Brand Center, you can take the help of My Rotary, you can take the help of Rotary.org and decide and make 10 statements on what is Rotary. You know, each less than 30 seconds, each less than 30 words, 40 words. Tonight, go back home and keep them in your pocket and tell everybody and anybody you meet day after tomorrow for the next 30 days what is Rotary. That is the way to become a brand ambassador. Being a brand ambassador, the work starts with you and now. Now you must be able to make this. Unless you make this, you know, what do you do is the next question. We eat, we meet, we help, we serve. Polio is our global goal. We eradicate polio. You know, 101 answers. We provide water, we provide education, we provide health, we provide dialysis machines, we provide blood. But please frame them. Please frame them if you want to be the brand ambassadors. It's not easy, friends. It's not easy. But Rotary, you owe it to Rotary that much if you want to compete with the world. If you want to ensure that Rotary's image is made. Because remember, we do not have the budgets. If Venki is given $100 million, he will use all his skills he has learnt in IIM Ahmedabad and ensure that the Rotary's image is increased in the next 2 years like mad. We do not have any kind of budget for our public image. About 10 years back, maybe we used to have some budget where clubs were given some money and districts were given money, maybe 10 years back. Now we do not have those budgets. The only budget we have is we have a leadership hierarchy which will enable to train your district governors in what we call as the Rotary International, Rotary Public Relations Coordinator. So friends, I appeal to you to ensure that you make a good brand ambassador. So quickly, what can you do otherwise? Now this is the age of digital media. This is the age of social media. Now how many of you have a Facebook page? Facebook account. Page is difficult, of course. You need to, yeah. Only 3 of you. Here, I am not going to ask you Rotary Foundation money in this meeting. I am sure most of you have Facebook account. How many of you Insta? Okay, Insta is the main thing maybe. How many of you have Instagram? How many of you have LinkedIn? Okay, anyway, if you don't, you got an opportunity now. Go back and open a Facebook account. If you don't, go back and open an Insta account and post every day one message on Rotary. Friends, I don't know if you have seen my Facebook page. Go and see my Facebook page. I post every day something on Rotary. Every day I only do posts on Rotary. I don't say I had some good dosas or I went to Mangalore, had a great lunch in Uma's house and I met his charming wife and lovely daughters. No? Well, that is true. So, step one is to open account as a Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and other platforms. Step two is to post Rotary messages, and there are enough and more Rotary messages available in the brand center. And step three is to make more friends. So friends, this is about social media. I must tell you, I think I'm running against time. I'll tell you the power of the brand if we have, So I'll tell you a story, a personal story. Now when tsunami happened, Satish, you're ready? When are you ready, you can disturb me. You're ready? Okay. Let's show this commercial break and then I'll come back to you, my story.
लेके जाएगा हमको। I can tell you this is one of the best days of my life. Wow, yes.
So friends, when you do a service project, you also have to keep the image of Rotary in mind. If you notice, of course, there's a lot of planning there, a lot of meticulousness there. I was telling you about the power and brand of Rotary. Now this project was conceived on 1st April when I came to your, Prakash, I came to your DTT's President, Pets and Sets. When Prakash Pets and Sets, I imagined that program And on 30th April, we delivered it. Now we raised 2 crores from the public of the country and the America. Because we said Rotary is doing this, they have sent the money. For the first time, we have done a fundraiser through what we call as a crowd fundraising, a public platform. And we raised 2 crores in just about 25 days. Of course, we took a chance, we ordered all of them, and there were other logistic nightmares in it. But what I'm trying to tell you, if your brand is powerful, if you have a strong brand, funds and membership will come. Both Shekhar and Prakash will be happy. Shekhar, you are happy with members. So coming back to the Australian story in tsunami. Now during tsunami, what happened was, I was doing a lot of work for tsunami boat people. I gave boats, I gave houses, schools, water, open wells, this, that. So a friend of mine from Australia said, Ravi, we admire the work you do, and we have collected 2 container loads of mineral water bottles. Keshav, you will know container load means how much. 2 container loads of mineral water bottles. And they said, we want to ship them to India, please give them to the fishermen. Now you can't say no to the donor, rule number 1. But you can't even say yes to the donor because you can't distribute mineral water bottles to the fishermen. First thing is they won't accept. Even if they accept, they'll laugh at you. A Rotary wale ko kaam kuch nahi hai kya bolte. So I wrote to her, that's great, you have collected them. But I tell you what, you sell them and send me the dollars, and I will provide open wells to the fishermen, and that will provide safe quality drinking water for more than 15 years. So Rotarians in Australia were excited. But then she wrote back to me, but how do I sell? Are 2 container mineral water bottle todi you can sell. He said, you can't sell, na? I said, you don't sell, I won't sell, the cause sells, and the brand of Rotary sells. Put them in a supermarket, put a Rotary poster there, and say that the funds of this mineral water bottles will go to provide safe quality drinking water to fishermen in Andhra Pradesh. Simple message. So I made a design of the poster, sent it to her, she printed it there and put it. Friends, the magic and power of a brand. In 3 days' time, 2 containers of mineral water bottles were sold, and she sent me $4 lakh. That is the magic and power of a brand. And that is why we need publicity. And that is why Rotary should emerge as a powerful brand. And that is why you and I today should resolve that we will become the brand ambassadors of Rotary. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring words. It is our pleasure to invite you once again to Puttur. Rotarian Ravi Vadlamani, sir, it is our pleasure to invite you once again to Puttur on January 14th, 2023 for the inauguration of our dream project, Eye Hospital. And as you promised, that definitely we are expecting you, sir, on that date. Thank you, sir.
Financial leveraging has been closed yesterday. I said I am not going to Puttur to my team unless the financial leveraging is closed. So as of yesterday, the financial leveraging is closed, and now it is Deepak and my friend Bhaskar, who have to submit the papers and push the submit button, and the foundation will grant it. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. I request the host president, Rotarian Umanath sir, to hand over the memento to Rotarian A.S. Venkatesh, RI Director, Rotarian A.S. Venkatesh, ಇವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ಮರಣಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ನೀಡಿ ಗೌರವಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಉಮಾನಾಥ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು. Once again, I request Rotarian Umanath to hand over a memento as a token of our love and affection to Rotarian Ravi Vadlamani sir. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಆಯೋಜಿಸುವಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಬ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸದಸ್ಯರು ಸಕ್ರಿಯವಾಗಿ ತೊಡಗಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಈವೆಂಟಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿ ರೊಟೇರಿಯನ್ ದೀಪಕ್ ಕೆಪಿ ಇವರು ಈಗ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಸಮರ್ಪಣೆಗಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ.
Good evening. We are coming to the end of the inaugural session. Dignitaries on the dais and of the dais, absolutely magnificent evening it has been, and all thanks to you, ladies and gentlemen, for the overwhelming support. This seminar of VRUDDHI could not have been better but for your registration and participation. My heartfelt gratitude to you, my dearest delegates, who despite a lot of reservations, be it the current unrest or the fury of torrential rains, drove distance to be with us in Puttur today and contributed in a large way for the stupendous success of this program. A true and committed Rotarian A.S. Venkatesh sir, have never come across such a humble Rotary director in the recent times. We are really fortunate that you could spare your valuable time for us and inaugurate this seminar. Your presence has added glamour to the program, and we at Rotary Puttur remain indebted to you for the same. Thank you, sir, and we hope to be associated with you in the future too. Rotary monk, as we fondly call him, our very own Rotarian Ravi Vadlamani. We were so filled with joy when he agreed to be a keynote speaker at the seminar. We had actually very hesitantly requested him, not expecting his answer to be affirmative. But his love for us, Puttur, has brought him back to our land, and I thank you, sir, not only for being with us today, but supporting and guiding us in our humanitarian project of the eye hospital. Thank you. Our district governor, Prakash Karant, there can't be a better person than him to lead the district. Ever smiling person, man of very few words, but very enterprising and has his way of getting things done. Thank you, sir, for your support and guidance. We have with us our district advisor, B.D. Changappa, district councillor, P.D.G. Ranganath Bhatt, district co-trainer, Rotarian Shekhar Shetty. You have always wished well for this club, and your presence has made this program colorful. Thank you so much, very much, sir. The pillars of the Secretariat, District Secretary Administration, Rotarian K.N. Hegde, District Secretary Events, my good friend Rotarian A.K.S. Vishwas Chennai, District Secretary Projects, Rotarian Kalbavi, and District Secretary Planning, Rotarian Ramanna Rai. All you have contributed a lot for the success of this program. Our gratitude to you all, sirs. We have with us our future leaders of the district, Rotarian H.R. Keshav, the DGE, and Rotarian Vikram Tata, the DGN. We look forward to working with you, sirs. Thank you so much for your gracious presence in Puttur. The district chairman of public image, Rotarian Anil H.T., the person who closely worked with the district administration in Madikeri and made sure that all precautions were taken in the event of a landslide. He was continuously monitoring the situation in person and posting us on the developments at Mudnooru, always assuring us that the things were normal. Thank you, sir, for conducting your assignment well, also supporting us in every each way. A galaxy of PDGs have taken time from their personal schedules to attend this seminar in Puttur. Rotarian PDG Krishna Shetty, our own Rotarian Bhaskar, Rotarian Joseph Matthew. So your presence means a lot to us, and we are extremely grateful to you, sirs. I also thank DRFC Surya Narayan, sir, for your presence. Thank you. I would be falling in my duties if I do not thank my team members who constantly worked for the success of this meet. From planning to execution, these members gave their heart and soul for this event. And what you see today is nothing but the hard work of these members. I would not name them individually, but I thank the entire team for their support in making this event a success. Members of the press and media, your constant support in making known to the public the projects and initiatives taken up by Rotary and thus promote the image of Rotary is the greatest help rendered to us. We thank you for your presence and request you to help us in branding Rotary in the best possible manner. We have Mr. Hemchandra from Mysore who will entertain us while we enjoy the fellowship of Rotary. I thank him in advance. The management of this venue, caterers who are trying to serve you good hygienic food, the light and sound technicians, the decorators, the barmen and many other or well-paid vendors. But it is my duty to thank them for their sincere efforts in trying to give the very best. Don't be offended if I fail to read out the name of any person who has contributed even a little for this event. It is not out of deliberation but of love. Those close to us will value the kind of pressure we have been and will pardon us for this lapse. Finally, last but not the least, I once again thank all of us for having taken time from our routines to be with friends in Rotary and make this event VRUDDHI most memorable and enjoyable. Hope you all take home sweet everlasting memories of this great event. Jai Hind, Jai Rotary.
ಆದರಣೀಯರೇ, ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸಿದೆವು. 5:17 ಮುಗಿಸಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, 5:17 ಮುಗಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸಹಕರಿಸಿದಂಥ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಈ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಕೃತಜ್ಞರಾಗಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈಗ ಚಹಾ ವಿರಾಮ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳು I request the dignitaries to join for the tea break. ಚಹಾ ವಿರಾಮದ ಬಳಿಕ ಚಹಾ ವಿರಾಮ ಈಗ ಸೆಲ್ಯುಲರ್ ಫ್ಲೋರಲ್ಲಿ, ಕೆಳಗಿನ ಫ್ಲೋರಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಸದಸ್ಯರು ಆಗಮಿಸಿರುವಂತಹ ರೋಟರಿ ಬಂಧುಗಳು ಚಹಾವನ್ನು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಿ ಮತ್ತೆ 5:40 ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಭಾಂಗಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಜರಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ವಿನಂತಿಸಿಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ರೋಟರಿ ಬಂಧುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಜ್ಞಾಪನೆ, 5:40 ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಆರಂಭ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. I request all the Rotarians to assemble exactly at 5:40 p.m. for the panel discussion.